JT. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Well, I'm glad that you're back to see me.
Yeah.
How was your week?
Oh, it was fairly nice.
Tell me a little bit about it. What'd you do last week?
Last week, after we met, I went out and filled out some more applications.
You did? Okay.
I called Miss Christy Hunt and set up an interview with her.
Oh, how'd that go?
Oh, it went wonderful.
Good.
We talked about some of the stipulations that I've been going through, and I told her that I wanted to find work in restaurants and food service, and she helped me with that.
Okay, so did you made an appointment, and did you go see her last week?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I know we talked about you wanting to get a job.
Yes.
You know, we set some goals for you.
Yes.
You've already completed one of the goals, so you made the appointment with her, and did she build the resume for you?
Yes, she did.
Okay. Did you by any chance bring it?
Yes, I did. I brought it with me today.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Let's look at this. Okay. Yeah. The summary. You're a baker. You're passionate about creating unique, delicious pastries using extensive knowledge of baking sciences and flavor combinations.
Yes.
It's really good. Quality focus and efficient cook. Adept in preparing and plating food in high-energy, fast-paced kitchens.
Yes.
Wow, she's got a lot of good accomplishments on here for you, too.
Yes.
Yeah. I bet your family really likes having you around to cook for them. Do you cook for them every night?
Almost every night. Other times my sister cooks or my mother.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I see here that something that you didn't tell me when in our first session was that you actually worked for the CCA prison.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that. What'd you do?
Well, I worked at CCA, which is called the Clifton Correctional Annex.
Okay.
And it's a prison. I worked in the kitchen.
Okay.
I was a food steward. I made sure the food was prepped right. Made sure everything went out right. I took care of the dietary needs.
Okay.
People that are on certain diets.
Okay.
And the inmates were the ones that placed the food on the trays. We made sure that they get their meat, vegetable, or some kind of snack, whichever one that they had. If you're on a dietary need basis, you get a certain meat. Most of the time it's roast beef or chicken, whichever one. Or we had hamburgers one day, which they had the best hamburgers. Because I'd go in not around breakfast time, but close to lunch. We'd always get lunch and everything. Sometimes we had these spicy summer sausages. They were real good. They weren't too spicy, but they were spicy enough.
Yeah. Wow.
And you get your condiments with it on the tray. The tray is probably no bigger than this and about that wide.
Yeah.
You've got all your compartments in there. You get 2 sausages, your fruit, your vegetables, and you get a glass to get Kool-Aid and everything that we put out.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you definitely pay attention to a lot of the details when it comes to food preparation.
Yes.
And that job, I mean, there must have been so many people that you served there. I mean,
well, it's based on how many are in the pod.
In the pod, okay.
You have different buildings. They all come from each building to the canteen, which is our cafeteria. And we served from nowhere to about 150 people at the most.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot though.
Yes.
That's a lot.
And you have the annex building, which is at the bottom of the hill. And then you've got what they call the Skylab. That's for the prisoners that want to hurt people or hurt themselves. They're put in a maximum security lockdown.
Okay.
And we take food to them. We have one of the little Kubota driving things.
Yeah.
And we drive over to there, make sure we have all the food that we need. And we made sure that the inmates got the certain amount of meat.
Mhm.
We had to test the temperature of every food to make sure it was at the right temperature. Can't have it no less than 150 degrees because we have to transport it.
Okay.
But everything is cooked to the maximum of 160 to 164 degrees.
So sounds also that you know about some of the food handling.
Yes.
You have the food handling skills too.
Yes, we had to take the procedures to make sure everything was done right. Most of the time we would have a sandwich day, and there was one day that we had to close the kitchen down, but we fixed bag lunches, and all the pods and everything came up to the door. We'd be outside and hand them their lunch, and they go back to their pod.
Okay. Well, and I said that this was in 2009, and when you were arrested, when was that? When were you arrested?
I wasn't convicted of the SOR until 2011.
Okay, but the incident happened in 2011. Okay, 2011. Okay, but you were working at the prison in 2009.
Yes.
And from what I see, you had some other good jobs, prior to, what happened with your ex-boyfriend now.
Yes.
You had a pretty fulfilling life before.
Yeah, I had a really good life before this incident. I used to take my nephews to the park.
Yeah.
And let them play. I'd sit on the swings and watch them. Used to take them out to eat a whole lot, and just different other things.
Yeah.
Play video games with them.
Right.
We always had a family board night where we played games, and sometimes we'd go out and rent a movie and watch that.
Well, I know that this has happened, and I want to be able to help you, move forward in your life. You have less than a year before you're up for review on the sex offender registry list, and you've made that goal for yourself to find a job, to seek employment, and you're doing that.
Yes.
I want us to talk about what you can do this week. You've got your resume, and by the way, I want to say the resume looks great. If I was working in a restaurant, I definitely would hire you. I understand that there's background checks sometimes, and that can sometimes throw up a red flag. I gave you that list last week. This week, would you possibly maybe look at that list and could you possibly email 2 or 3 of those people your resume?
Yes.
That might be something that you could do this week. And the resume's great though. Make sure you make plenty of copies of those just in case, but you don't want to lose them.
Miss Christie had made 9 copies of this. That way I can take with me to different restaurants and everything.
So what can you do this week now that's going to increase your chances of finding employment?
Well, this week I'm going to scan this to the computer, and if there's if they have to do it online, I can send in a attachment.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. So you can email your resume.
Yes.
To how many people would you think that you should try to email them to? It's good to set up goals for yourself every week.
I tried to send at least about 4 to 5 applications and resumes. Okay,
so you're going to send 4 or 5 this week. Okay, that sounds like a good plan. And you're gonna send those through the email, or if you need to go into some places, you can do it that way too. So, is there anything else that you want to talk about? Maybe. It sounds to me like you really are. You've got some good ideas, and you've got some big plans, and I understand how important a job is to you.
Yes.
And I want to help you keep moving forward. What you've been through is been the most unfortunate
Yes.
thing for you, for your nephews, and for the other child involved.
Yes.
But I want to, part of my job is to make sure that you get that you have the best quality of life that you
Yes.
can. So, anything else that I can help you with today?
Well, I've talked to Christy
Mhm.
about searching more into jobs and everything,
Uh-huh.
and she called me last week
Uh-huh.
that they are hiring at Sonic.
Okay. 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 So Sonic might be somewhere that you want to try this week to
Yeah.
contact.
Well, she had gotten me a application,
Okay.
and we attached a resume to it,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just waiting for a call back right now
Okay.
that the head manager is supposed to give me a call back for an interview.
Okay. Well, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And sounds like Sonic might be a good place for you to work because you'll be inside, right?
Yes.
And you'll be kind of separated from other people.
Yes.
Right. Well, that might be a really good place, for you to start. Sounds like Christy's been really doing her job well with you
Yes,
too.
she has.
That's good.
She's been so wonderful helping.
That's good. Good. I'm really glad. So this week, your plans are you're gonna
I'm going to
email your resumes.
email the resumes, put in more applications.
You're gonna email some of those other numbers I gave you
Yes.
too. Some of those other corporations. Okay.
Yes.
I think there were some in there that, like McDonald's and
Yes.
Wendy's, they hire felons.
Yes.
So make sure that if you haven't already sent them, I don't think you've sent any resumes yet, have you?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
If you haven't sent them a resume, I'd advise you to go ahead and do that.
Yes.
Those are, great places to work for.
Mm-hmm.
And they also, from what I understand, they hire full-time employees, and that includes benefits. Do you have health insurance or anything like that?
No, I don't have any health insurance or
Right.
medical insurance.
Oh, you don't have any insurance right
No.
now? Okay. So employment would make some big differences for your life, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So, yeah, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess I will see you back next week, and we'll follow up and see how you've done and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really good to see you again. I'm so glad that you've got your resume, and I just know you're going to have a great week.
Yeah.
Thanks, JT.
Thank you very much.
See you next week.
See you next week.